The flu virus has found a way around the immune system by mutating, changing the way it looks. Sometimes it changes only slightly. Other years, the change is radical, and we are defenseless.
Sometimes you can get partial immunity, which will give you some protection. But when we have what we call a shift, that is usually what occurs when we have major epidemics. Then the immune system doesn't recognize the flu at all. Bears no resemblance to anything the antibodies have seen before.
How much a virus can change depends on how it's made. If it has genetic material arranged in the familiar double helix DNA, then it's pretty stable from generation to generation. In reproduction, when a DNA strand unzips to become two DNA strands, a kind of molecular spelling checker watches the new molecules form to make sure the two copies are identical.
The DNA viruses have a nice copy editing system, so they will correct their own errors, which means that the frequency of mutation is low. The RNA viruses do not have those. And this explains why RNA viruses are so variable. These viruses change all the time.
Which is why the vaccine for a DNA virus like smallpox works decade after decade, while every year we need a new vaccine for RNA viruses like influenza. This frozen library is Dr. Herlocker's collection of flu strains that have evolved over the years. These viruses are not dead, just dormant. Each vial represents a different year, a different strain. If you warmed up and breathed flu vintage 1980, you'd probably get sick. Some vintages of flu are spontaneous mutations. Other epidemics can be traced back to ducks and pigs. They end up with names like swine flu or the Hong Kong flu or the Asian flu because they often come from countries where people live close to their farm animals. Influenza has the added advantage of crossing from one species to the next. Each time this happens, the strain changes. And that means a lot of work for scientists at the World Health Organization and Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta. Every year, it's a race against time.
CDC Influenza Surveillance Laboratory.
Information is gathered from flu watch centers around the world and used to predict what new strain is coming our way. Once this is determined, a new vaccine is developed, hopefully in time.